Welcome to By the Railside Podcast, where Jordan doesn't have his mic near him when he's about to tell a story about him pissing his bed.
It's all about building up the suspense. Yes, I almost pissed my bed last night. Only because it's so stupid. Oh, God. So I woke up at like probably 2 in the morning, and I was like, damn, I'm thirsty. So I grabbed my water bottle, and it's one of those big 1.5 liters. I grab it, take off the cap. It's fresh. There's 1.5 liters. Well, no, actually, I drank a little bit before, so there's probably maybe around a liter left. And I take a swig, and I drop the cap. And now I'm faced with two choices. Well, three. Grab my phone or a flashlight and look for the cap. Put it back on and resume sleep. Feel around in the dark with my foot for the cab, which I did attempt for a bit.
Yeah.
Or the third option, which is the one that I chose, fucking send it. I chugged the entirety of it.
Yeah.
Which was a horrible idea after that massive sandwich. My stomach was so fucking full again. And then probably like 3 or 4 o'clock, this is one of the only times I remembered a dream. I was walking around the house in my dream, and then I started pissing on the wall. And it, like, for some reason I panicked, and it's like within the dream, this is the only time I've ever done this. Is like in my dream, I'm like, wait a minute, why would I pee here? I wouldn't pee here. I'm dreaming. I'm probably peeing. And then I immediately woke up, just fucking hightailed it to the bathroom. Had to change the underwear, but I didn't lose the pajamas.
That's good.
Yeah, so that's how it's almost pissing yourself. It's just like a little bit comes out, you know, when after you're done peeing at a urinal, as
it's like a shart.
Guys will know. It's not like a shart. It's like when you take a piss and then you go and sit down as a guy. I don't know if this happens to girls, but then you sit down, there's just a little bit that just...
Yeah. It's just like, how? I sat there, just...
Get out of me! Apparently there's a place where you can, like, press. It was in a Reddit thread. It was like an Ask Men. It was like, how the fuck do you stop from pissing yourself every day? And then it went on to explain the little coming out after you pee. And there was a lot of stuff to help fix it. One guy got downvoted to hell because he said, why don't you just sit down? First off, fuck you. We have the ability to pee standing up accurately. Fucking do it.
I don't know about accurately.
I mean, I'm pretty accurate.
80. I go 80%.
You got 80% accuracy?
Yeah.
That is good for a fucking child, my guy. No way. Like, I get it. Like, kids, maybe bump that down to, like, 60.
Because it's not always a straight stream. Sometimes you get a little flicker.
You gotta calculate. Gotta calculate and anticipate.
Anticipate the flick?
Yeah, that's why I'm so good at Rocket League. I've been anticipating the angles of my piss for years. I've never had that problem. It's like turning on a tap. You just let it out slow, and it always stays true.
No, I gotta get it done quick because you're done pissing in between games.
I don't care. I just wouldn't go into a new game or just sack the game. You got piss that bad? You got a cup.
Yeah, but then out of habit, I always drink out of said cup. Like, even when there's nothing in there, it's just, fuck, and then I get mad because I don't have any water.
That's where I guess I differ a lot of times. Like, I look at what I'm drinking before I drink it every single time. Because I think there was one time I had a bug in my beer or something like that. Or it was when we were fucking around and, like, putting Cheetos in each other's beer. It's like, oh, can you sneak it in? And you get one, and then you're fucking... Anytime.
Remember that video of the guy looking for a White Claw, and he there was about 23 cigarette butts
in that White Claw. Like, I get you're drunk, but come the fuck on. There's no way you, like, maybe it's just revealing more about me that I just don't trust people. At every turn, I will put my faith in them fucking me over 100% of the time.
So desperate for a claw that I fucking
Just drink cigarette butts. I mean, I would hope it was at least a little bit White Claw. Like, there was a little bit left at the end, and then they were like, I'll just put my cigarette butt in here. So he at least got a little bit of White Claw. But now he's probably going to associate White Claw with the taste of just straight up cigarette butts.
So you quit drinking right there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh. Anyways, yes, welcome to By the Railside Podcast. Go follow us on socials, all over the place.
All of them.
We're doing something new now. Now we're gonna not only review movies, TV shows, all that kind of stuff, but we're also going to create a nice meal, either based off of what we're watching, or have it just straight out the meal or out the meal, out the movie. And this week we watched Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And we really wanted sandwiches. So we made a sandwich with 10 ingredients. And it was massive. Basically, we took a whole loaf of sourdough bread. Nice circle loaf for a ring. And and then what else we put on there? Lettuce, avocado, some pickles, cucumbers, tomatoes, kielbasa, Hungarian salami, mustard, mayonnaise, roasted garlic mayonnaise too. I think that's it.
Tzatziki.
Oh, and tzatziki.
Cheese.
Oh, the cheese. Yeah,
we went over the 10
yeah, we had
rings.
extra rings here.
It's in the future when him and Katie get married.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen.
I feel like it might.
No.
Either that or I'm kind of hoping for, like, well, what if Aquafina gets in trouble and won't be in Shang-Chi 2?
I doubt it.
Same old rings.
I don't think that, I think they just finish it. Right now, I don't think it matters anymore. Everyone's like, oh, fuck you. You tweeted something 10 years ago, and Disney's going to be like, yeah, it's 10 years, though. So.
Yeah. She
unless
makes
it's, like,
mayonnaise.
Horrible.
Oh no, she didn't even tweet anything. It was just the black scent, as they called it.
Yeah.
Are we okay with that? Is that okay?
What?
Black scent.
I think that's what they called it in the articles.
It feels wrong.
It doesn't matter.
I feel like if this podcast had more viewers, I could get in trouble for saying it.
We probably could, but
Don't
luckily,
report me.
we don't have a manager to reprehend us. So if anything, we just get
I'm
banned.
HR.
Yeah. Or just like, hey, don't do that. And we're like, okay. Yeah. But yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, it's the light hitting the.
Oh, you got red curtains.
I think so. I don't know.
I don't
Just
have
curtains.
I have homemade curtain.
Pillowcase.
No, it's worse. It was like a cut up t-shirt. Just nailed it to the window. Fuck it. I have this little doily bullshits that doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
The t-shirt doesn't do anything either. There's one strip of light every time the neighbor's fucking auto lights come on.
Yeah.
I can always see it. It's right at the end of my bed.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, because they're so goddamn sensitive. Someone drives by on the road and it's like, oh,
yeah,
come over my house? No.
Burglar?
We're not trying to break into your wood trailer. Get dogs, nerd.
Yeah. But yes, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Very well enjoyable. But let's hear all about it.
Not much is known about this movie. There is one summary, and I think it was just like an intern wrote it. But I haven't read all of it yet, so here we go. Shang-Chi, the master of weaponry-based kung fu, is forced to confront his past after being drawn into the Ten Rings organization. No.
Maybe in the comics.
Yeah, that would be the only thing. If it was, they were just knew the comics. Like, yeah, they'll probably stick to it in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. No. Um, I gotta think of something better.
Yeah. That's awful.
Shang Chi, where Shang Chi is living his best life with his best friend as a valet until one day his dad's goons show up to steal his necklace, and he's got to go fight and steal his dad's jewelry in order
It,
to save the day
it really is just a battle of jewelry.
from the suckers.
Yeah, soul suckers.
I heard the code name for that was ex-wife.
But yeah, visually this movie is like unreal. It's not like the visuals where, like in Doctor Strange or whatever, where he's going through a bunch of different universes and realities and shit like that, where it's all just striking, or Ant-Man, in the quantum realm. Just the fight scenes, the camera angles, the CGI for all the like mythical creatures and shit that were in there, plus the big soul sucker, and then just the visuals around the rings too were real dope.
I like most of them. I kind of had an issue with the rings. They did a lot of CGI stuff with the rings where they didn't have to, I felt. Or where I guess I would have preferred a practical prop. Like when he's just wearing them and they're jangling around, half the time they're not actually there. They're edited in. They're animated.
Yeah,
And I just, just give him some bracelets, bro. He had them at one point. They were real. I saw them.
yeah. Well, maybe it's because they shrink and expand constantly.
Oh
Like if
yeah.
it's in a fight scene, like if he's just chilling there, then yeah, it kind of makes sense because it's all gonna be the same width.
Yeah.
But then when he's actually getting ready to fight and they sort of spread out, they're sort of shrinks in size like a pyramid.
Yeah. That I get, but there's other ways you can get around that. It's like, because if he's not in fight mode, they're just chilling. And then fight happens. You pan to the fight. Oh shit, what's that? And then quickly get an intern to just take off the rings. And then you animate it in when he's just
Juiced. Did you know that, I don't know if it's actually true or not, but they said that their mom, who had their suits and everything made, they made them both short sleeve because she didn't know which kid was going to get the rings.
Oh, true.
And that's why they were both short sleeved.
I didn't even notice hers, to be honest. I guess maybe that's I knew Shang-Chi was getting the 10 rings. It's in the movie title. I never even noticed that, to be honest. I was more like concerned with what is that? I don't know what the weapon is called. The fucking dagger on a rope with a rock on the other side. Is it?
I don't know. That thing was
was.
baller though.
It was like a fucking a trowel.
Yeah.
It was a small shovel for gardening.
That's what that was in Mortal Kombat. That's what he did.
Hell yeah! Oh, that's true. Just seemed. I guess there's only so much you can do with dragon scales. I'm gonna look up what it was called because that's gonna bug me.
Yeah. It would be nice to know how much of the like fight scenes and stuff like that were practical. Like I'm sure they CGI'd in some, like the scaling, the scales on the bow staffs and stuff like that. But how much of it was actually like choreographed fights?
A lot of it, I think.
Because all the fight scenes were just unreal. Like even the bus scene was good. I just like in general good martial arts and good scenes like that. Even with like John Wick or pretty much any Jackie Chan movie. There's a few other ones, but I think Old Boy.
Oh, so good. Both
Yeah.
of them.
Just in general, those kind of things where it's not a bunch of like cut and pan and all that different things. It's just consistent. You can actually see what's happening in the fight.
Yeah, and I think a lot of studios don't do that anymore. Mostly because actors, for the most part, are fucking pansies. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to get any scratches. I gotta save these nails for Ooh. Um,
Cocaine.
whereas I prefer like doing the choreography, showing the work, because it just makes the movie that much better.
Yeah.
Like I didn't notice it honestly until we started doing the podcast and Jeff started pointing it out, like how often a lot of action movies cut.
Yeah.
Like one action sequence, there'll be like 15 to 30 cuts, depending on who you're watching. Michael Bay. Uh, and it seems unnecessary. Like yeah, like you were saying in Old Boy, in both of them, because there is I believe it was a Korean version, the
Yeah.
original, and then the Josh Brolin one. It's about a 5 minute fight sequence down a hallway that is entirely one shot.
Yeah.
In both movies, I really liked how they did it. The fighting was obviously a little different, but for the most part, it stayed true. And that's something that I'd like to see more often, which I've been seeing more and more behind the scenes stuff for Shang-Chi. And I think it was the bus scene that was like entirely practical. Like obviously there was wires and stuff, and it wasn't in the middle of San Francisco. It was in a studio.
Yeah.
But like all the action and everything like that that Shang-Chi was doing was real.
Yeah.
He was wired up and everything, but that's just you don't want to slip and fall on something that's pointy.
Yeah. Which is always good.
Rope
Like,
dart.
rope dart?
Her weapon is called a rope dart.
But yeah, that's the stuff that you just like to see, and it doesn't pull you out as much. Now for the most part, I can ignore the like constant jump cuts
Mm.
because it's still action. Whereas if you get like jump cuts where it's just like people's reactions constantly, you're just like, holy fuck! Like, why are you going to all these different? Like, who gives a shit what the janitor thinks of what Buddy said? Uh, like, unless it's done in a comedic way where you're just like you're obviously making fun of the shot.
Yeah.
Um, but it's always good to see when it's actually either true stunt work, both done like by the actors themselves, um, uh, or just like a consistency throughout the one shot or two shots. Whereas the only time you're jumping is to get a different angle on the same action.
Yeah.
So just like here, punch one guy, then cut to the guy receiving punch, then cut back to fist coming back. You're just like, why'd you need to do that?
Show all the
You
different
gotta
angles of a
you
punch.
just hold the camera at one spot, and you can catch that whole thing. But
I want to see elbows, bro. I
yeah,
want to see every angle of an elbow.
yeah, just fucking giving her.
No. What was that movie? I think it was called The Protector.
Is that movie Thai one?
Yeah. With like people steal an elephant and then the guy just like goes
Yeah.
on a fucking rampage to get it back.
Yeah,
That's the type of shit I want to see. Like legit just have your actors fight each other.
yeah,
No bullshit, no CGI.
just all
Fisticuffs. Like the guy that played Gimli. Like when he was doing all those fight scenes, he's actually hitting the people.
Yeah.
Every single time. They're like, just try not to hit us, but if you do, it's okay. And he would just fucking whack. He'd tell him too. He'd line him up. He'd be like, all right, I'm gonna hit you, then I'm gonna hit you, then I'm gonna hit you. You're gonna fall down. Like, that's the way movies should be made. Like,
Yeah.
and if actors complain, they're like, fuck you. You made over like millions of dollars for this in most cases.
Well, I think that's what a lot of the boxing movies do too. Like Jake Gyllenhaal in Southpaw.
Yeah.
Like he was actually like taking hits and then giving hits. I think in the Creed movies, I haven't seen them yet, but I think they're the same. I also haven't watched like the Rocky movies either.
I think those ones are probably not actually hitting them.
No. Maybe. I mean, you can't really mess up Stallone's face anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no really before and after.
Yeah.
It's always kind of face was wonky, voice is a little bit off.
Adrian.
How many concussions this guy have? Was Rocky just a documentary? And they changed his name because he couldn't remember Rocky.
Yeah.
Hey, Rocky, I'm not a stone. Oh, sorry.
But yeah, and the other thing I like about this, and even is something that all Marvel movies do, I fucking love the comedy in this. It just seems very either genuine or a lot of it came from Katie, which is played by Aquafina. Um, a lot of times it wasn't even direct comedy. It was just like her positivity through the character. Like you're just like when they're in Macau in the Fight Club, and she compliments Shang's sister, and she's like, I really like your pants, and she's like, oh, thank you, yeah, and she's so happy saying it, and it made me laugh because I'm just like,
Why is she so calm in the situation?
yeah.
Like, first you found out that the person that you've known for half your life
Mm-hmm.
is not. You have no idea who he actually is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, yeah, we're gonna go find your sister and find out she's the leader of a underground fight ring. And you just like, you know what? I'm gonna place a bet on her,
Yeah.
and then just not freak out when you meet her. I'd be worried like I'm gonna say one thing wrong and she's gonna have me thrown out those window.
Yeah, or even the after their karaoke night, and he went to go pick her up for work. Um, excuse me. When she's talking about her job, and her mom's just like, "Why wouldn't you just like get a real job?" And she's like, "I enjoy it." And then her brother just pipes up. She's like, "Yeah, parting cars is super cool." And she's like, "Thanks, bro."
Yeah,
And just,
she's the positive person
yeah,
overall. Except when Shaw got his ass kicked,
yeah,
like bleeding in the arena. She's just like,
yeah.
you know, he can still see you. It's glass. I also really like the I can't remember his name, or I don't know if it was ever actually said, but it was the guy that was filming on the bus.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was very funny, only because like I could actually see that happening. Like someone would definitely just be filming it.
Yeah.
Or most people probably wouldn't even give a shit. Like there'd be definitely one guy just until he gets hit with a body, he's just sitting there reading the newspaper.
Yeah.
Fucking kids. Wish I had a newspaper.
Around. Yeah.
I gotta flap it. Fucking people do that. I never understood. Although I never read a newspaper.
Yeah, I don't know why they flap it. It's mostly just get it stiff.
Yeah, is it? Because it's not thick, right?
No.
It's pretty small, so I guess it would just sort of topple in on itself unless you fucking
Yeah.
angle it
Sort
right.
of get it all bunched together.
I have a better idea. Just
I just put it on the table.
I just look the news up on my phone or a computer.
Yeah, I don't think there is a lot of newspapers anymore. Realistically, it's all online, and then you got to pay for the online to get the access to the. Hey,
Yeah, well,
subscribe for $1, and I'm like,
there's not a whole lot of
no.
North American news stations that I actually trust. Or journal, or I guess papers, if they even are called that anymore. Like the Washington Post, they were decent for a while, and then like immediately after getting bought by Jeffrey Bezos, they started running articles about like don't tax the rich. Is it going to benefit anyone? Why the space race from billionaires is a good thing for poor people. Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of articles, and that so ever since they got bought out by him, like it's obviously skewed.
Yeah.
Like they had an article. I don't think it was up for very long, but there's about 5,000 people. I think it's up to now. Wherever Jeffrey Bezos is, he wants to demolish a bridge, like an old bridge, just to get his yacht through. Yeah, and this is like this is a land site. A monument, I guess.
Okay.
Like, it's
yeah.
really, really old. It's very well kept together. Everyone likes going there. I can't remember the word for it. But yeah, so basically he wants to demolish it and then rebuild it just to get his yacht through. And there have about 5,000 people have agreed to throw rotten eggs at his yacht
Oh, absolutely.
if he does that.
Fuck that guy. Or just
Like-
take it out, like, just I don't know. Don't buy a yacht. Don't expect to get a yacht through like a river.
Oh no,
Or
like that's the thing. A normal yacht would fit through, but he's on the super yacht, which is basically just a miniature cruise ship for one dickhead.
yeah. And how often would you even like? How often are you on it that you need to
Probably,
demo a bridge?
well, he's on a trip right now. You know, middle of pandemic, cruising around the world on his
Oh,
boat.
might as well.
Yeah,
Right?
airborne diseases. You know, he's probably got several STDs or the
Fucking hope
STIs.
so.
But there was an article on the Washington Post about why it would be a good thing. It'd be like, oh, it would be more structurally sound afterward. Like, yeah, but it wouldn't be the same thing.
Yeah.
It's that I can't remember the name of it, but it's the
Oh, the Theseus' ship.
yeah Theseus' ship. If you replace every single part of a ship over time, is it the same ship?
Yeah.
No, it's not. Because what I do is take the original pieces and keep them, and I rebuild the original boat. Fuck with you, boy. What are you sailing on? Nothing. A lie. That's not
Yeah.
registered.
That's a fake. He's a phony. What else was in this movie? Trevor's back. Good old Trevor. Um, talking about how he got into acting, which that destroyed me. I fucking he's just like, Mommy, how do they teach those apes how to ride horses? And they're like, oh, Trevor, this is they're acting. I was like, if they can teach those monkeys how to act, what can I offer this world?
Imagine what I could offer the world. I don't understand. Like that, he said it was a 1968.
Mm-hmm.
It's been long enough for him to figure out that they weren't real monkeys. I get for a while, yeah, you were drug addled, so you weren't really concerned with anything but like acting to get your money for your next dose. Uh, but someone would have said something by now.
Yeah.
Like, no way the Ten Rings, the terrorist organization. Is it a terrorist organization? Fuck it, the terrorist organization. They topple
Or like a
governments.
dynasty. I think the
One
Ten
dude.
Rings is the version of what the fuck are they called? Ra's al Ghul's gang. I think that's like the
Oh, maybe.
the Marvel
League,
version.
League of Shadows?
Yeah,
I guess, yeah. Because it is sort of, they work in secret.
yeah,
They've been around for thousands of years. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess it is kind of similar, but Ra's al Ghul kind of just brought himself back, and I think they had different leaders. That's the only
Yeah.
differing thing, which I guess you need for copyright stuff. He's just a little bit different,
Yeah.
just enough so that whoever owns the other guy, the original, won't sue
yeah.
or won't be able to win.
But yeah, there's so many similarities. But yeah, that the fact that he had these rings, it would be nice to almost get like a prequel, see where they were found. I think in Shang Chi 2, we're gonna see like maybe like an origin for the rings, or a little bit more of a deep dive, because you get it in the cutscene where they're just like they're looking at this and they see this beacon going off. So I want to see where that goes, because he's definitely going to be part of the new Avengers.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm completely stoked for that, because some of the ones we've already got is with him, new Captain America. I'm sure Bucky will come back.
Oh, yeah.
Thor's still there.
No, because isn't he going off with the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh, he did, but he's still like in the MCU.
Oh, yeah.
So
I just didn't know if he was going to be like on the team.
yeah,
Seems
and I
kinda
think it'll
ahead of
probably
it.
be tossed over to Jane, because Thor 4, she gets Mjolnir somehow.
She gets cancer
Yeah, that's what.
due
Yeah, I
to
read
the snap.
that.
I really hope they don't do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I read. I'm just like, that seems. And it's one of those things that you see on Twitter, and you're just like, this is a good source, but I'm pretty sure they're just rewriting something that they heard. And yeah, it's you just have to see it first before.
Plus, I don't understand how she would get Mjolnir, because Mjolnir is destroy.
Yeah,
So they're gonna get
they get it made again. Maybe they make it again.
Peter Dinklage gonna get his hands back.
Yeah.
The tree gonna help him out. What's going on? Or is that what's gonna happen in the next movie? Thor's gonna go and like gather up all the pieces of Mjolnir, and then bring it to Peter Dinklage and be like, "Place fakes."
Yeah.
And then he'll say, "My hands don't work, boss."
Sorry. I got little nuggets
Fucking,
now.
I'll walk you through it, but those are big nuggets.
Strips even.
I don't remember what it was, but it was from our childhood. It was like, I think it was Robot Chicken. It was Attack of the Giant Midget.
Yeah.
So it was a little person that got hit by a ray of some sort, and then became the size of a regular person, but went on a rampage. I have to look that up. So it's got to be real. I really hope it's real.
Just thinking it up.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to cut that out in post.
Oh, I don't got anything. Realistic. Yeah. But yeah, the fight scenes.
I was right.
Tao Lo, like the first fights between Shang Chi's dad and his mom, like that whole sequence was just beautiful. Like the way it was shot, the whole choreography of it, even though there definitely was wire work involved, it felt almost like one of those or like an old school martial arts movie or something like that, the way it was handled, which just sort of showed, even later on, when you see him and his aunt and he's trying to learn the styles and that, or his mom just before she gets beat up by like 40 dudes.
To be fair, she took a fair amount out. I counted like 6 or 7 bodies. So she killed 6 or 7 people before she succumbed to the mob.
Yeah, which, like, good on you. I guess you were expecting I don't know, were they expecting the guy to be home, or were they just like, I know he's out getting groceries? Because
probably that.
Why wouldn't you send someone to do that for you? Just do it yourself. That's
he disbanded the 10 rings. As soon as he got the girl, no more 10 rings. Just him and his lady, and then they made Segs and made a kid, and there was 3 people. Also, that he must have been far from any fucking grocery store.
Yeah,
because like they were still living at the compound.
Yeah, like it's a good hike.
It was a fucking job. Maybe that's what happened. He just like went out to go grab the groceries from the car, but it was such a long walk to the driveway that they had time to sneak in.
Yeah.
I don't know why they brought so many guys. Like maybe they were expecting him to be there, and then they were like they saw the wife and children. They're like, oh, "Fuck yeah, dude! It's way easier. We're only gonna lose like 2 people max.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll call it 3. That little one looks shifty.
Also, it took him a while to find like the head of the gang, because he went through like a lot. Like it was, how old was he when he was a kid? Like 6 or 7, maybe.
I think 10.
Yeah. He was 14 when they got sent out.
Yeah.
So he's 10. Finally, he looked younger than that almost.
Maybe, I don't know. It never really said his age, did it?
Yeah, it only said that when he turned 14, he went and was sent out on his first assignment, which ended up being to kill that the guy who ran the Iron Gang.
Iron Gang.
Wow, what a name!
10 rings. They're real original.
Yeah.
It's pretty on the nose.
The guy almost looked like from Kung Fu Hustle. That's why I think like the Iron Gang, like it should be part of like Kung Fu Hustle or something like that.
The Hatchet Crew. Or
Yeah.
Some shit.
Yeah.
How can you tell which ones are in the Hatchet Crew? They carry hatchets. Huh. Okay.
A little spot on. That was another Marvel movie, wasn't it? Oh wait, yeah, it was in Hawkeye, the Tracksuit Mafia.
Yeah, Tracksuit Mafia.
Little on the nose, don't you think?
I don't know. I guess like a lot of the time the names they'll still pull from the comics. So like the Iron Gang might have just been an actual gang that was written in Shang-Chi. The only thing is that they were written in the 60s and 70s by people who were most definitely on drugs.
Yeah.
Just sitting there, like a bunch of dudes around a table, all stoned off their ass, like, oh, we gotta think of a new gang. Some dude's just like fucking around with his chair, breaks it. I thought this was cast iron. Iron Gang.
Yeah.
Like you gotta come up with something more original than that.
Yeah. Nah, we'll just go through the elements. Fuck it. Can't wait till they fight the Helium Gang.
Fuck, it's the Noble Gas Gang, bro.
Those high pitched motherfuckers.
I'm gonna kick your ass. You okay?
Yeah.
So you just tap him on the head, just
Yeah.
okay.
I didn't really think of any inconsistencies really in this movie. Like not too many odd placements or made me question like why these things were doing these things. Yeah, it all seemed like nothing was really out of place. Nothing was just like, are you sure about that? And you think there would be, especially with Trevor, but maybe because they have that character in there, you're just like, yeah, he's gonna say some dumb shit.
I do have one inconsistency. His hairline,
That's
like
way
it was
up
way
there.
back there when they first saw him, and it was farther up.
Yeah.
Like there's probably a half an inch to an inch difference. I don't know if it's just because like he was wearing a wig at the time when they first saw him, and then he fixed it so it was proper.
Yeah, I think he definitely had a wig on for maybe not some of it, but it could have been a wig for his King Lear.
That's what I thought. It was like
Yeah.
he was getting ready for a show. Because I thought the dinner was supposed to be later, and it was supposed to be very nice, according to Trevor.
Yeah.
It was a sick gig. I don't know. I thought Ben Kingsley was bald.
Not in the original one.
No, yeah, he had that weird fucking ponytail thing on the back.
Yeah.
But I meant like the actual actor.
The actual actor is, yeah.
Okay, so it's definitely a wig.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was fucking with his wig then, and it had to have been either that or the light was just fucking my eyes that bad that I saw like an extra inch of head. Fun fact about him is that for Maurice, the guy, it was always the same guy that was like acting the pillow, because that was basically what it was. It was a giant blue pillow, and he would move it around with a stick.
Yeah.
And he on a couple of days into shooting, Ben Kingsley actually like pulled him aside, and he's like, "You and me have to build a rapport." The guy's so confused. He's like, "Why?" He's like, "Because you're Maurice. You're playing Maurice." And I just thought that was interesting because it makes Ben Kingsley like he's actually a good guy.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to include even this guy who's literally just holding a pillow and a stick.
Yeah.
So I guess a lot of the times, like when Maurice like comes up to Trevor playing dead on the battlefield near the end in Tallow, when he flopped over, he wasn't expecting the guy to do that with the pillow, so that's why he was like gave it a double take. I was like, and watching it for I don't know how many times I've seen it, probably 3 or 4. But watching it again, you can see the subtle differences and like the little things in the movie that shows that there's actually someone doing something. It's not just a like, okay, there's this beast in your lap, go.
Yeah.
Because he'll react to stuff that you shouldn't be reacting to, or I guess it wouldn't make sense to just do that out of nowhere.
Yeah. And I think even with like the fighting of the in between Shang and his dad, when they end up splitting the rings 5 and 5, I would like to see how they actually did that choreography, because whoever's doing the visual effects has to be or planning the concept art or something. Like, you have to explain this properly, because to nail it, be like, hey, just so you know, like, we're gonna have this, and then basically it's gonna be like you guys are pulling at a rope. So I don't know if they had maybe a rope at the time or something like that, and it was just intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
But just being able to see a video of the actual choreography of all the fights, and especially the ones that include more of the visual effects in post than you would be nice to see. Because if you watch like a Star Wars movie or something like that, if it's a lightsaber fight, you know that the choreography is going to be pretty spot on because they're still using like PCP or PVC pipe
Yeah.
as the weapon. So you know the actors have something practical to work with, and then you just sort of add in the lightsabers. But with this, there's no really. You maybe hold two rings, but the ones in the middle, how you know where to hold it, where to do that. So it shows like you're either somewhat struggling, but
I feel like they probably just tied two rings to like a rope. Because when I noticed whenever they were like actually pulling, and it had a close up on their hands, it was they were holding one of the rings.
mm-hmm.
So it makes sense if they did it that way, or they just had them hold the ring themselves and be like, okay, now act like you're pulling on it. I'd have to get in there close. I need a 18K monitor, 70,000 frames per second. Just look at the muscles on their forearms, see if they're veining up enough. Is there a difference between pulling? I don't know. I'd have to look at my own forearm while pulling on stuff and just flexing on a ring.
But yeah, it the acting just shows, especially when you're dealing with all the visual effects and stuff like that, and you have to react to certain things. Yeah, you get like they'll hold like up a tennis ball or something like that as a point of interest where this is where you would look.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like so far Marvel's done a pretty good job of having something more practical, so it's more familiar to interact with. Like even when it was Smart Hulk, they still had Mark Ruffalo, but they sort of either had him up a little bit, or it was a thing on his shoulders that had the Hulk's face up top.
Mm-hmm.
So then you know where to look, where your eye line's going, which is the main thing. But it's also easier to interact if you're like, okay, well, that's going to be the Hulk, rather than like, man, why do I got to talk to this fucking tennis ball all goddamn day? Like, it makes you feel, I don't know, what's the word? I guess more awkward, so it's not as natural of a thing.
Yeah, because it there's a big difference between like if I'm staring at a mannequin head, I could pretend to have a conversation with it. But if I'm staring at a tennis ball, it would be significantly harder to sell it, I think.
Yeah.
Because at least like it's a face, like it's a human face. You can talk to it, and you can pretend it's actually moving. Or for someone or some people, it may actually start talking.
Yeah.
Who knows? I think it just makes it easier to sell a lot of the time, and Marvel has the budget. Obviously, I think the only one they didn't do it on was like some of the shots for Ragnarok, Thor Ragnarok. Like I saw Taika Waititi just walking around. He just had a stick, and then a like literal picture pasted or like taped to the stick of Korg.
Yeah.
And that was like, I at first was like, oh man, that's really low effort. But then I was like, maybe that's not like they didn't have anything available, and Taika Waititi just went to his trailer and printed off a picture and did it himself. So that I could forgive. But I feel like for the most part they put in the effort, and though because they have the budget,
Yeah.
fucking billions and trillions of dollars. I don't know how much they actually have.
Yeah.
More than they say, definitely.
Yeah.
Because no one dies at Disneyland.
And they're not going to shortchange a movie, especially the fact that like because they're already established themselves as being good at it, like people are gonna go and see it regardless.
Yeah.
Except for like some of these Hollywood directors that just keep shitting on it.
There's no such thing as an original movie anymore. No one wants to see an original movie. Why don't you make a good movie? Huh? I'm speaking to you.
Yeah, the director of Moonfall, I can't even remember his name. He's like, oh, like all you can, or how many superhero movies can you make?
Hundreds.
I looked through his thing.
Yeah.
A lot of his movies are like end of the world movies. So like you can't. The only reason you're shitting on it is because you can't think of either like you thought of an original idea, you didn't execute it properly, or like there's only so many thing. Like you can't overload a person for like end of the world type stuff.
Yeah.
Which is why like with the superhero movies, even though a lot of times it's like world ending threats, it's not like you're stopping an end of the world thing. Like if every Marvel movie was like Thanos every single time, people would stop going to see it
Yeah.
because it's very either predictable, um, or you're just like, oh, okay, they're rehashing the same thing over and over again. And don't get me wrong, a lot of the movies themselves are pretty like they follow a pretty consistent formula, but there's enough indifferences and enough interest and interesting things in the different characters that they're putting up on the screens that you can sort of forgive that sort of thing. Whereas if you just have like mediocre world-ending thing, neat idea, but you don't execute it properly, obviously no one's gonna go and see your fucking shit.
Yeah. Also, his idea has been done.
Yeah.
Except instead of it being like a hive mind at the moon, it was Nazis.
Yeah. And that one was way better.
So good.
Yeah.
I don't know how it doesn't have a 100 out of 100 every day of the week.
Yeah.
What was it called?
Iron Sky.
Iron Sky. I'm waiting for the next one. There's 3 or 2, I believe.
Yeah, there's 2 right now,
And
and
there's
then
hopefully a third
they
because there was
teased
a
a third one because they're like
communist base on Mars.
yeah.
Fucking Russians. You gotta be careful with that. They're
Yeah.
moving in on Ukraine as I speak.
Yeah, I think the 16th is when they said they're fully going in.
Oh, that was the detailed invasion?
I think so.
I read something. I didn't know what it was referring to, but it was like saying that there was someone had found detailed plans for plans for an invasion on February 16th that was very, very in depth. And
Yeah.
I thought it was like, oh shit, another January 6th? This is
Yeah.
February 16th this time. You add 10 next month.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, because what's going to end up happening is then all these worlds, like if it ends up going to a crazy ass war, you're going to have people be like, hey, we're drafting armies, and everyone else that's younger is going to be like, fuck you.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely not. Why? Like, why would I do that? Realistically.
I'm not fighting a fucking war for rich people anymore.
Yeah.
You guys want to swing your dicks? Go. Go take the guns and you do it yourselves.
Yeah. But
War should be different. It should be one-on-one or squad-on-squad.
Yeah. Have champion versus champion, like
Yeah.
like in the olden days.
We'll glass the United States and then use the former United States as the new arena for World War, because they were the World War champs, right?
Well, they say
Back
they
to
were.
back.
I say they were.
They're not.
In their history books, yeah, they did a lot.
Yeah, they
But
didn't do shit.
in the real ones,
They didn't do anything until
especially-
Pearl Harbor, and that, even then it was only because you fucked my ship.
yeah,
You
Then they
dropped
joined
the
it.
sun on them twice. You feel powerful?
yeah,
That's a disproportionate response. It's like your friend pranking you by like spritzing you with water and you
yeah,
fucking run him over with your car.
yeah.
Got you back, fucker.
Prank them, John.
You already know.
But yeah, it's crazy world. Like, can you guys just hold off on whatever World War until like after Avengers 5? Actually, Avengers 25. Let's go with that. I think I should still be around for that.
I didn't know.
Depends on how many Big Macs I eat. How many Big Macs do you think you can eat in one sitting?
Yeah. I don't know.
Guy at work wants to do 3.
I could do 3.
I think I could do 3 too.
If it's just Big Macs and like a water
yeah,
to help wash it down, yeah, I could crush 3. I was gonna say 4, 5 if I'm like I will fucking hurt myself to do this.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be the same fullness as we would get when we used to go for fish tacos.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And I think I did 6.
I did. My
did maybe
record was
7.
8.
I don't know. I did enough that I was just like I I have to lay down.
I wanted to die after 8. Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I remember it was back when I had the Dakota. I went with my roommates, and I had Joe drive me back to the house because I was laying down in the bed of the truck. Brett had like, I want to say close to 15.
Oh.
And then after that, at that point, the only reason he didn't have more is because I was like, I need to go because it may come out of me either end. Don't know. I'm gonna go lay in the back of the truck.
Fuck. I miss that. I don't think I can do as much.
I can probably do it.
I don't think you can do that many. You tap out on sushi pretty quickly now.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Yeah. I have been only eating like once a day for 7 years.
Yeah.
If that.
I want one of them baskets that Shang Chi's dad had. The like little steamer things that when he brought lunch for
lunch
his mom.
box.
Yeah.
You can buy
Those things look dope as shit. Because that's how they do that's how they steam the dumplings too.
Yeah, you get like bamboo things. You can actually buy those. They just sit on top of a pot.
Yeah, you gotta get the pot with it though.
No.
Our pots, we have too many odd sizes.
Yeah, they're really odd.
Really, we need to get like we should just like toss, and then just get like one nice set.
I like chaos.
I know.
My ultimate goal is to have no matching anything. One of each.
One of each set.
Yeah, but like, so I have like 20 plates, but each one is from a different set. I just
want
steal
one
the
set,
plate from restaurants and stuff.
So then it's simple. If we get rid of it all, and then there's only like there's only 2 frying pans. So then we don't end up with like 6 dirty frying pans.
Yeah.
Because then it would be easier. Same with like just one. I really just want one bowl, one plate, like per person that's in there. Because we have so many plates.
Yeah.
If I could trade in some plates for
spoons.
Yeah.
Just gotta get them etched. Buy a special set and just use that.
The good
got
China.
A birthday present idea. A single set. Wonder if like people would look at me weird. Like, yeah, can I just get like a single set of everything? What do you mean?
No.
Just like one fork, one knife, one spoon, one plate, one bowl.
It's smart.
One cup.
Because then you have to do. It's forcing you to do the dishes, because you need to clean it in order to use it.
I just buy paper plates.
That's for the
I will
holidays.
always find ways around doing dishes. I could do dishes, but to cook or skip.
Yeah. What else? What else should we talk about in this movie? Well, the bus fight scene probably is one of the coolest fight scenes I've seen in movies in a while. Just the way they did it, the interaction between like the bus passengers. Even though Buddy had like a fucking machete arm, it still seemed pretty like authentic and real. That you're just like, okay, if I'm in a fight in a bus and I gotta fight all these guys and I know how to fight, I'm gonna be grabbing, trying to use shit. Now, should he have used that lady's laptop? I don't know why she was freaking out. She just started that paper. If she was on the title page, she was writing an introduction, and she lost her mind because.
What if she doesn't do introductions first? I used to do the body paragraphs first and then write the introduction because I could never write an introduction on things I hadn't written yet. Like, I never planned out the essay, right? So you write the body, and then I'm like, okay, now in my introduction, I can talk about basically summarize this paragraph, summarize this paragraph, summarize this paragraph. And there's my introduction. And for conclusion, very simple. You just copy your introduction and then change it a little bit.
Yeah. And then,
like, so in summation.
Yeah, this is what I found.
And then in conclusion, here are my points again. So basically it's just, In summation, here are my points, details about my points, and then another, in conclusion, a summation of my points.
Yeah.
And then my 7, what was it called? Citations. MLA style. I think that's a real thing.
Yeah.
I haven't had to write an essay in a very long time.
Yeah, fuck essays. Shit was boring as fuck.
I hated them.
I did most of mine drunk.
That's how you do it. Write it drunk, edit it sober.
Keeps you nice and calm, relaxed. It's like, oh, lets the bullshit flow much easier.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with letting the bullshit flow. Give me the time, I'll talk all day about absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah.
I'll make shit up if I have to.
Yeah. As
I don't
long as
know.
you're confident, that's all that matters.
That is all people care about. I do it at my job constantly. I'm so confident. I may have invented a product. I don't know if it's an actual thing. But I was just talking, and it came out, and then like after the customer left, I was like, "Is that a real fucking thing?" And I couldn't find it. Like, I don't know if it was just my poor choice of searching for words, but I couldn't find it. I don't want to say it because then everyone's gonna steal my idea.
Yeah, no, keep it close to the chest. Play it close to the chest.
So that one customer that already thinks it's a thing. It was a good idea too. Not gonna lie.
Are you writing it down now?
No, I'm gonna see if it's an actual thing. Oh, it is. Fuck. All right. Well, hey, I'm not a liar. I told the truth.
There you go.
Maybe my subconscious just knew about this fucking thing. $18. Get out of here.
Yeah.
It's a joint bubbler.
A joint bubbler?
Yeah. So.
Just sort of just
shitty
like
picture.
plug the joint in the thing and have at her.
Why are all these pictures fucking garbage?
Oh, okay.
Just a bubbler.
It's like an incense
for
burner.
joints. Sort of, but this one
Except you
filters
haul
it
on
through
it.
water, so it makes the smoke smoother. So you don't
Just hit a
fucking.
bong. You do that joint in one haul?
Yeah. Depending on the joint, yeah. I could rip a 0.7 gram bowl, no problem. I practice on the full gram bowls. Back in my heyday, back in 2020, I was ripping. My wake up good morning bowl was a half gram for sure, if not more. I smoked so much weed, I was so sad. It was crazy. Maybe not like early 2020, late 2020, early 2021.
Yeah. The middle of the pandemic. You can even say the end.
Middle, sure. It was the fucking beginning. We haven't even made it out of chapter 1 at that point.
Yeah.
Chapter 4 coming up next year. People take Eat the Rich literally.
I wouldn't do that. Like, that's just, like, don't have them sign something first
Yeah, obviously.
to, like, get rid of the money. Because if you just eat them, then their money's just going to stay
And I trust.
and then just get, like, passed down to something else. You got them sign it off. Just be like, hey, donate it to the world. You know? Make the world a better place. Someone pointed out, only rich people are the ones that say prices will go up if people get a livable wage. Yet when they get their bonuses and their increased wages, it's never, hey, prices are going to go up.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. It's because they have a livable wage. The system is rigged against poor people, and at this point, there is no. It's rich and poor.
Yeah.
Like there's almost no median anymore.
Yeah.
People shouldn't have to work 3 jobs just to have an apartment. People should work 4 days a week, maybe 5, and be able to afford at least an apartment. 2 bedroom minimum.
Yeah, there shouldn't be now. I don't think there should be like I'm okay with like a 2-income household. I think that's perfectly fine, but there shouldn't be one where it's a mandatory, where you're just like, all right, well, I had my 6 months of maternity leave. Now I have to go back to work.
Yeah.
Even though my child is brand fucking new and doesn't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
And now I have to trust someone and hope they know what they're doing.
Nope.
But yeah, what a fucked up world we live in.
It's gonna get worse before it gets better, but I
don't think it's gonna get better.
I think it will.
Really, there's gonna have to be a revolution.
Yeah, no, that's what's gonna be better. Because it like they have no leg to stand on. The pandemic has shown everyone that they have nothing to stand on.
Yeah.
Like if we organized fuckers and just stopped, they would have no money. Like if everyone picked a week and didn't go to Walmart, no one goes to Walmart, how much money would they lose?
Yeah.
Technically nothing. Because it's not. I hate when companies say that. That's one of my biggest issues. Like the movie industry. Like, oh, we lost $60 billion to piracy last year. No, the fuck you didn't. You did not have $60 billion, which you lost because people download a movie.
Mm-hmm.
You projected that because of the amount of downloads people do. Maybe we don't want to spend $30 for a movie ticket in the States. It's very expensive. Here, not as bad. But like, if you go to the movies and you want to get like the movie experience, like you go get a ticket, you get your popcorn and a drink, maybe a little candy. Ooh, $50 easily, easily
per person.
And and unless you share, I'll split a small soda and a child's popcorn with you. I only have $30 for snacks.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and it's and that's the thing that I think will end up ruining the industries is like, don't try and play catch up. You will not catch up. If people don't want to go to the movies, they're not going to go to the movies.
Yeah.
You're better off either leaving the price the same, drop your concession prices, because then you're going to have more families that want to go, and pump out decent movies. Like there are a few, and especially now, like you can't get pissed at people not going to go to the movies, because everyone, especially because of this pandemic, you're weighing your risk to reward every single time. My reward for going to see like Spider-Man was I knew it was going to be a good movie because of the people that were involved with it and everything like that. The director's already pumped out 2 great Spider-Man movies. The actors are all great in it, so I knew there was a high reward, even though it was a high risk, going to the movies during a pandemic. Now this, I would love to go and see, like, Jackass. I would love to go see what's the other one? Death on the Nile, I think it was.
Oh yeah.
The second one from the person who did the Oriental Express. I would love to go see those movies, but cases are spiked still, and we don't actually know the full numbers. And it's just too high of a risk, and not as much reward. I know they're going to be entertaining, but even now, like I don't think I would go and see a Marvel movie right now. Even still,
yeah,
like I think Morbius was supposed to come out in January. If movie theaters were open, I probably wouldn't go to see it. I wouldn't go see another Venom movie. I wouldn't see. I think Doctor Strange is coming out in March. I think if it hadn't got pushed, but I probably won't go see that unless the numbers are minuscule. So you can't just blame the fact that your movie's not a superhero movie or it's not a Marvel movie or anything like that. You just have to accept that you picked a bad time to put out a movie.
Yeah. Just do what other people do. Do a home release. Although do it better, cheaper. I'm not paying $34 just so I can watch a movie 2 months earlier.
Yeah, because especially the fact that you're going to get it for free in those 2 months with your already baseline subscription. If I'm paying $30 for a movie, like you better send me the Blu-ray disc.
Yeah, or give me something extra. Like, let me watch the director's cut, or like the behind the scenes cut, where it'll like it's actually like 5 hours fucking long because the director and it will have commentary and the stunt coordinators and everything like that will like go in depth on some of the scenes.
Yeah.
Give me what movies used to be. I miss that. Like even pirated movies back in the day were better than this shit.
Yeah, or like the, um, not director's cut, but give me a bloopers reel.
Yeah.
I mean, the
What
rush
happened to
hour,
bloopers?
and like at the end of the movie, you just get like, oh, here's your bloopers reel to watch through the credits. Now again, people are doing they're all on the post credit scene, especially if you're setting up sequels and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
give us a bloopers reel or the director's cuts or director commentary. Although I didn't really watch too much of those because I hate people talking during my movie, and that a director's commentary is literally
Yeah.
the biggest thing in the world. I'm just like, what? Shut up. Like,
Even though you made the movie, shut your goddamn
yeah,
mouth.
I don't care what you're saying.
I think I watched the Lord of the Rings director's cut, one of them,
Yeah,
way back in the day, and it was all right. But it's only like good for movies that you like thoroughly enjoyed and want to know more on.
yeah,
You know what I'm thinking though? Maybe they still do that. It's just we don't buy DVDs
yeah,
because why would I? I shouldn't. Yeah, because every other time I've bought DVDs nowadays, it hasn't been worth it. Unless I get it for like the $5 bin at Walmart or some shit.
yeah. The only time I'm buying a DVD or a Blu-ray is if it's in a collector's pack.
Yeah.
Like there's a Lord of the Rings one I really want. It's like $300 though, but it's all Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. It's like a 36 disc collection with like books and shit all in it.
Oh,
I wouldn't open it.
Yeah.
I would just to have it, you know.
You wouldn't open it?
Probably not.
You're gonna be one of those guys? I mean,
Just
I
have
shouldn't
it.
say anything with the fucking background.
Yeah, absolutely. This is hard. Like I would love to open these. I would love to play with these, but these are also miniature. If they were bigger, 100% I'd be playing with.
I
These
don't
action
understand why
figures.
you haven't fucked with Megatron. He's big.
Yeah, he was $70 though.
Should have got two.
I thought about it.
Yeah,
Thought
man.
about a lot
They're
of things.
still on sale. I've been getting a lot of ads for fucking Amazon shit. Masters of the Universe. They're bringing the toys back.
I get there's some of the ones. I can't remember the company, but it was basically this juiced gorilla that looked like it had like lava rocks and shit coming out of it, but it was like $20. I was like, it's a kid's toy for one
steep.
for sure. Like
Yeah.
yeah, these are kids. These are collectors. These are
These are the
collectibles.
collectible items.
Yeah.
It's like when I order the legitimate Beyblades and Beyblade launchers from China.
Yeah.
It's collector's items.
Yeah.
Except, oh no, they got opened. Who did that?
I gotta get like real shelving units, so this thing's fucked.
Yeah. I mean, you just drill the shelves themselves into the wall. Take the
It's all
remaining four
uneven.
legs, and then cut them in half, weld them together. Maybe not weld
Yeah.
them, but use a screw.
I'm gonna weld these pieces.
Lash
of wood
those
together.
fuckers together. I don't know.
But yeah, it's tough. And then and then there's this movie, which we actually did see this one. This is the one we saw in theaters, and I spilled my buttery ass popcorn all over myself.
Yeah, we saw that one down in Alliston, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Canadian. We put the seat down all the way. Wait till it resets. Don't just get in with the seat up. That's my biggest issue
Yeah.
with theaters that have like the seats that have the reclining seats with the footrest. Is that no one puts them down after they leave, and then that leaves me to either like sit there for 5 minutes holding the goddamn button, or turn it into you, and just like sit down and whoop. That's farther back than I was thinking. And then you got fucking greasy popcorn all over you. It's also why I stopped getting butter on my popcorn.
Yeah, like
like,
it was
yeah.
actually. Well, I think it would have been better, but I got it on the top. I should have got it
layered.
and that was the kicker because it was all there and it was all like salty as shit.
Yeah.
Also, I like popcorn, like the seasoning. I like the shaker seasoning on my popcorn, and no one has it anymore.
They really don't carry it?
They carry like it's sometimes.
They offer it on Skip the Dishes.
Yeah, but I bet you don't get it.
Probably not.
Probably like, sorry, we don't have that anymore. They're like, oh, fuck you, man.
Well, I guess who's gonna shit behind your dumpster?
Yeah. What else? All right, let's do that. Shang Chi. I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. Visually great. The actors were all great. Comedy was great. I would have loved more detail on the rings themselves, but it's probably gonna get into a little bit later. And nice cameos too by not only Trevor but having Wong in there. Seeing Abomination again, it's pretty dope.
That was an Abomination.
Yeah, it was.
He had fish ears. Yep. Abomination didn't have fish ears.
No, it's gonna show in She-Hulk how he transformed and what caused him to change like that.
Okay.
But yeah, it was Abomination because it was the same actor, Emil.
Oh. I'd like to see like what that guy was or where they went because Wong teleported them from the like dressing room somewhere else that wasn't Bleecker Street or wherever he.
It was like a holding cell area for him.
Maybe it was the raft.
Oh, could have been.
Ooh, maybe. I'm gonna give this a 9 to be honest. I know a lot of people have issues with Aquafina right now, but I think she's showing range in these movies now. Like she's not just a one-dimensional meme character anymore. Like she is still very, very funny, but she also showed a lot more acting, like just with her facial expressions alone.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. Same with I can't remember the actor's name, but Shang. He like you can tell when he switches it on, like the murderous intent. When he was chasing the guy that stole his sister's necklace, he was like panicking because the knife was coming down, and then all of a sudden, you saw it switch on, and he's like, "Okay, I'm not trying to get the necklace back. I'm gonna kill you and take it off your body."
Yeah.
And you see him switch to that a couple of times throughout the movie, and I just thought that was really, really well done. Great acting, great writing, great choreography. I wish we know what happens to Trevor. Because I feel like Trevor doesn't want to leave Maurice.
Yeah, 100%.
Does Maurice go back with him, or does Trevor stay in Talo?
I think Trevor will stay in Talo.
Uncle Trevor? Who knows? I'm hoping.
Yeah, he'll just perform and teach them soccer.
Yeah, because I feel like there's at least one person that understands English there, and that's the aunt.
Yeah.
I would assume more do. I just want to see Trevor nonchalantly just walking up, like when he reacted to the bird. He's like, "Oh, those birds are on fire." Oh, Maurice says it's fine.
Yeah.
Those are old mates of his.
Yeah.
Just like calm and accepting about everything. He's like, yeah, I was on drugs for so long. I don't know what's real anymore. So fuck it. Everything's real and I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, not sure what we'll do next week. Maybe Eternals. Maybe do a review of that. Maybe we'll do, maybe one of the Marvel shows.
Oh.
Who knows? We're gonna focus on getting some good food into us while we're watching these movies. Tell you guys about what we ate. Maybe we'll jump in at the beginning of each one. We see what each of us has watched this week. Maybe get a little new suggestions for you other than the old Marvel favorites that we've been doing.
We do still have the genre list or the review list we could work through.
Yeah.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. And we'll have you guys along for the ride. Yeah. Don't forget to follow us again. All the socials, YouTubes, the Spotify, everything like that. And then we'll see you guys on the next one.
Who knows? Maybe we'll do a cooking stream. No promises.
No. We gotta clean the kitchen first.
Fair enough. Never mind. Redacted.